Okay, so we've literally just had the weigh-in for Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk there, and yeah, do you know what? Like, I think we're still kind of guessing as to what they actually weigh following on from this weigh-in. So both guys weighed in. Look, they're obviously heavyweights. They don't need to make weight. They don't need to strip down to, their skivvies, basically, to hit a certain weight. They can weigh whatever they want. If they want to wear clothes, they can do that. And they did. So Tyson Fury hit the scales first, being the challenger. Now, look, we knew Tyson Fury, well, we pretty much kind of, it was a fairly safe bet, was going to come in heavier for this fight. He was, I believe, about 262 thereabouts for the first fight. He weighed in at 281. Now, hearing that, you might think, oh God, 20 pounds, ooh, is that, how heavy is that? Well, it's 20 pounds heavier, basically, as nearest makes no difference. But again, you gotta look at it in the full context. He had Alexander Usyk, I think, just had a t-shirt on. Fury had like this big leather jacket and looked to have maybe a layer or two underneath it. Wore his trainers, and yeah, 281. No, this is officially a career heaviest for Tyson Fury, and I use that in kind of inverted commas. Officially 281. He's not really. How much of an impact does if you ever worn a leather jacket, they're quite heavy. They are quite heavy, and that appeared to be the jacket he was wearing. So I'd maybe, seriously, maybe 5, 6, 7 pounds off. That's seriously, I'd knock maybe even more. So I'm thinking Tyson Fury is coming in around about 10 to 12 pounds heavier than he was last time. Now, I actually said that I'm quite happy with that weight. Earlier this week, he was saying that he'd weigh 21 stone, which of course comes in at about 290, 295, thereabouts. It's nowhere near that. Even with the clothes, nowhere near that. I think he's weighing around about the same weight he was weighing, kind of, I think for the second Wilder fight, I think he was higher. I think he was in the past the 275 mark, but in or around that, the kind of lowish 270s, which again, I said is a happy medium for Tyson Fury. I think that he ran the risk of potentially overtraining to get down to 262 last time, and then maybe left a little bit too much in the gym. This time around, I think that weight will see him be a little bit stronger. However, you do have to take into consideration that although that's a good weight for Tyson, I'm not 281 officially, but we all know he's not actually that weight. Same with Alexander Usyk. I'll get to him now in a sec. He did look heavy going back to September, even going back to the kickoff press conference. He did look heavy. So part of me wonders, okay, let's say he was 290. Let's say he was 290 at the kickoff press conference back in October. If he's lost the best part of a stone in 2 months, you'd probably be okay losing that. Probably won't take too much out of you depleting yourself losing a stone in 2 months. Many people have done it, and it's not really been that much of an issue, you would imagine. But you never know. That's something that could, potentially come back to bite Tyson Fury. If he's lost a good bit of weight in a short amount of time, could deplete him a little bit. Could run the risk of overtraining again, even though he's actually at a heavier weight this time. So Fury officially 281. I'd say closer to 272, 273 thereabouts. Likewise, Alexander Usyk. This is a career heaviest for him, 226. Now, I said to myself that, look, would he come in maybe a pound or two heavier than he did last time? Yeah. Would he be much more heavier? Probably not. A lot of people were saying, oh, he could be in the 230s. I said, I doubt it, because Alexander is a very, very smart man. He really has mastered the jump from heavyweight or from cruiserweight to heavyweight very well. He's not packed on any unnecessary amount of weight. He probably has packed on some more weight than he had when he was at cruiserweight. When he was rehydrating himself back to whatever weight. He's probably heavier now than he was then, back in 2018 when he was rehydrating. But I can't imagine it's much heavier. Officially, he weighs 226. Again, I suspect closer to his normal 222, 223 weight. Again, he had his clothes on, he had his layers on, not as much as Tyson Fury, but nevertheless, he still had shoes. He still had, I think, tracksuit bottoms and a t-shirt on or a top on. So again, you're going to knock a bit of weight off, excuse me, for that. How much? Again, not as much as Tyson Fury, because Fury had a couple of layers on, so you would say he's knocking quite a bit of weight off. Usyk, 2, 3, 4 pounds thereabouts. I would imagine he's close to what he always was. Well, it's not a crazy jump, 4 pounds. It's really not. But I'd imagine he's close to what he weighed in the first fight. So the weigh-ins, The only interesting part of it is we're now guessing what they actually weigh. Undressed and standing on the scales. What do they actually weigh? We're playing a guessing game, it seems. In terms of the stare down, yesterday the stare down just went on and on and on. 10 minutes, excuse me, 10 minutes the stare down went on for, and during which you had Tyson Fury, barking at Alexander Usyk. And I did an immediate reaction before the footage of what he was saying then came to light. So all I could see was just Fury saying this, that, and the other to Alexander. You couldn't make out what he was saying. The stare off, as I said, it went on for about 10 minutes. This one, it was like that. Fury looked away straight away. Boom. Read much into it? I don't know, because when I heard what Tyson Fury was saying to Alexander Usyk in the stare off, that was really interesting, because Tyson Fury at the press conference was just saying, can't wait for Saturday, this, that, and the other. Short and sweet. Short and sweet. He was calling Alexander Usyk ugly, he's this, he's that, saying that, he was 50% and you couldn't do anything. Really? And where'd all this come from? And that right there, that was interesting for me. Fury kept this cool, composed, measured figure during the press conference. And then when it seemed like he just couldn't get to Usyk. It just was like, we're staring off, it's not working, I'm not getting to this guy. And it was just a case of, right, revert back to type. And there was that anger that we seen when they first met way back. And I'm not talking about the first fight, I'm talking about when they first met face to face, so to speak, way back November last year. It has me wondering, what way is Fury coming into this fight? Is he really, truly in the right frame? Because he's still clearly trying to get an edge on Alexander Usyk in the mental department, and it just doesn't matter what you do. This guy is just, you're not going to do it. You have a better chance of beating him in the ring than you do beating him mentally. You're just not going to do it. Much better chance of beating him in the ring physically than you do beating him mentally. As I said, it's just not going to happen. So I wonder if Fury is has it finally happened at the 11th hour? He's realised this just ain't going to work. I ain't going to get to this guy mentally. The best thing I can do, because all it's going to do is have a negative effect on him, because that's going to have him overthinking and thinking, oh, what the hell, I need to try this, and then I'm trying to keep it calm, I'm getting angry, etc. Best thing he could have done was just, hi, bye. It's there. Simple as. Best thing he could have done. In terms of tomorrow night, I'm still riding with Alexander Usyk to win this fight. I watched Outmatch Boxing's video on this, and I would recommend you go and watch it. There is a feel about this fight, and it's not a good feel. I do worry. At the end of the day, right, if Alexander Usyk wins this fight and he deserves to win it, that's good. If Tyson Fury wins this fight and he deserves to win it, that being the word there, if he legitimately wins this fight on the cards, there's no disputing it, that's fine. The world will keep turning and boxing will carry on. There's plenty of big fights for Tyson Fury. There's plenty of big fights for Alexander Usyk, although I think he'll retire. If he wins, I suspect he'll retire. If he loses, they'll probably do a trilogy. Okay, brilliant. We can keep this going. But all I want from this fight is a fair and clear winner, a true winner. I really don't want controversy. That's the last thing I want. And I said this last time around, for either man, I just do not want controversy in this fight. Whether that be low blows being called, as knockdowns, whether it's dodgy scoring, I just want a fair result. If it's Usyk, that's fine. If it's Fury, that's fine. So long as it's fair. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I flipping hate it. You can't defend it. You can't defend the sport you love when you try and explain to people why I love this sport. And they say, oh, but I seen a fight and it was such a dodgy decision and this happened, that happened. You can't defend that. And I'm sick of it. And I don't want that. For the love of God, whatever happens, just let it be a fair result. If it's a Fury win by knockout, as long as something dodgy didn't happen, I'm not saying that it would, but you know what I mean. If it's a Usyk knockout, as long as it's fair. If Usyk hits Fury low, he goes down and the referee administers a count and he can't get up, I'll call it out. Likewise the other way. Just let it be fair. That's what I want. Just let it be fair. I'm going to close it off with that. Hope you enjoyed it, people. Smash the like button if you could. Hit subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. And until next time, people,